You spent a lot of time at Iowa working under some really touted defensive coaches. Just what did you take from that experience, and particularly working with Phil Parker? What did you learn that you're bringing here to the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think I've been blessed to have a lot of great mentors over my time in coaching, starting with, Coach Ferentz and Coach Parker, Coach Wallace, those guys at Iowa. They do a heck of a job on defense, and excited to bring that experience here to Rutgers. And, being in the Big Ten also helps out, kind of what you're getting into. So really excited to bring that here to Rutgers.
That Big Ten experience, did that factor into the decision to come here to Rutgers? And just how did the opportunity come here?
Yeah, it absolutely factored into it. I think any chance to play in the best conference in college football, you don't turn that down. Coming from the FCS, I think it was a no-brainer for me at this stage in my career, and wouldn't have done anything else.
Coach, what are some of the things you look for in a player? And when you're coaching your position, what do you want to see from them?
Yeah, I think it starts with intangibles. I think toughness, teamwork, smart, physical player. Then obviously there's athletic markers that they have to hit, but it starts with the intangibles: toughness, smart, good teammate.
Just talk about your relationship with Joe Woodley and how that helps you get here.
Yeah, really thankful for Coach Woodley taking me over to Drake. We met when I was at Iowa, clinicking a little bit. They'd come over from Grandview, where he was prior to Drake, and got to know him there, and then got the opportunity to work under him at Drake, and really thankful for that, and to still be working with him here at Rutgers.
Coach Yano has mentioned that the safety room has looked improved so far in spring practice. I guess, what have you seen from that room as a whole, and who are some of the guys that are sticking out?
Yeah, we're just taking it day by day. It's a process, learning every day, taking one day at a time, and everybody's improved. I don't know that I would single anybody out. I think the veterans are leading. I think Kaj is doing a great job. He's taking strides as a leader, but everybody's making strides, improvement, and that's all we can ask for right now in spring.
To go off on your time at Iowa as well, you played for Kirk Ferentz, then you coached under him. I guess, what was that experience like to be, with him as a player and then as a grad assistant as a coach, moving into that world?
Yeah, I think he's a great man. I think that carried over from when I played for him to when I coached for him. You see a certain side as a player, and it's the exact same when you're working under him. He doesn't change. He's very steady. I compare him a lot to Coach Yano in terms of, they're pillars of the Big Ten. They're established. So it was awesome.
Time for two more.
Sean Allison, a player you were familiar with. What is he going to bring when he arrives on campus this summer?
Yeah, Sean's a guy I would never bet against. I don't think he's a guy you say you can't or won't do anything. He'll prove you wrong. He's a great leader, tough, smart. He's everything I described when I'd be looking for, and that's what I'd say about Sean.
Final question. You mentioned Kaj. He's one of the few returning starters from last year's team. He's been here for a couple of years. Do you lean on him kind of as a returning guy? And just what have you seen from him in the spring, just as far as, does he look more comfortable? Just how would you evaluate his spring?
Yeah, fresh start for everybody, and I think Kaj has done a great job. Obviously, I have expectations from him from a leadership perspective in terms of being that returning starter in the room. He's done a great job with that. He's taken strides as a player, and really excited to see him this fall.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.